Hi, Gemini. Finally. So this retrograde and this Mercury, this time Mercury being in your sign, ooh, a lot. Learn a lot. I don't mean to yell at you. You're learning a lot. The eclipse is in your sign, Mercury in your sign. Hold on one second. Okay. A lot. So you're sharp. Cancer season will make you super focused, super sharp. It's really important to focus on you and what you have and what you can use right now, what's on your table. And you. This is the past couple weeks, up until now, I don't know why I'm yelling, has made you feel like things have been moving slow. You may have felt in your head a lot, especially after the eclipse. And being in this place of, how do I move from here? How did that turn into this? Well, you guys learn things quickly. When you're ready to learn something, especially in terms of behavior and how you move, you're intellectual, so you can learn anything super quick anyway. But when you're learning about yourself and how you progress and how you come together and how things are exposed to you, and also contracts that are formed, you sometimes want things to move a lot quicker than they do. Though they're still moving rather quickly. Right now, it's more about just focusing on being in this energy of, I know what I want, I know where I'm putting my energy, no matter how slow it's moving. It's because sometimes it's like the retrograde. The retrograde is an illusion. So in this, when things, especially with Mercury retrograde, so much comes up so quickly that it feels like it should be moving fast, but within that comes that slowdown. Within that comes this pace of just like, okay, how do I maneuver all of this? How do I use all of this that I'm learning? And for you, it's about yourself. It's about you. You have been exposed to yourself, essentially. And if the only way that's reflected in you is by the changes that happen and have been happening. You also, if there's a Sagittarius in your life, that connection could have been, you were hoping it was something and it turned into something else. So in order to help that situation, it's best to tread lightly and yet get to the point. Also, there's a lot of love this month. Cancer season's like, if this is what you want, then why are you worrying about what you don't have? If you're doing your purpose and you're doing what you want to do, then why are you worrying about what you don't have? Put your focus in what makes you happy, what makes you feel your best. Is it family? Is it love? Is it this connection? Is it a purpose? That's what Cancer season wants you to know. Like, you're in it, you're here. Whatever didn't work out, whatever isn't working out with that situation, let it go in the best way that you can, and know that things are moving. They don't always have to move really quickly. It's okay that your mind can. And now it's to put it to use. If there's a Cancer in your life, they may be offering you a cup. This is also you deciding to take what Cancer season is presenting you, and instead of bringing it to the grounds where you know you've played this game before, what is it giving you? For some of you, it's giving you a chance to see where, even though the situation was not what it appeared to be, you still have so much. And you're walking away with more than the other person. If this is a situation in another party, you're walking away with a lot more, even if it doesn't appear that way. By the end of the month, it'll become very clear that it's that way. There's this part of you that knows the situation's going to come back. And the information that you have now makes you feel probably more powerful or more in control. In control of what you choose and how you choose and what you decide. And for some of you who are ready, it's time. There's choices you need to make. And it's not about even talking about them. It's more about just the ones you need to make with yourself. It has nothing to do with anyone else. The Chariot is also like, how do you want to move this month? Like, how do you want to maneuver? How do you want to take what you have and roll with it? Do you want to keep engaging with what you know right off the bat won't work out? Trust that. Yeah. By the end of the month, you have everything you need to put your best foot forward in any direction that you want to go in. And if you're already in that place where you have your purpose, it's what you're going to move through is possible situations where it's going to ask you to show up differently. It's not about having the last word. It's not about that. Cancer season it comes out of nowhere with some things. So some things from the past might come up, or some certain specific situations will seem familiar because you're on the other end of a situation that you've been a part of probably, a few years ago. And now you get the chance to do it differently. And as much it's to know something and to be able to use it and say it, that's not always you. You're just raw. But now it's different. By the end of the month, you really see what you're capable of. And from the Magician to the Seven of Pentacles, you see the value. And then this Ace of Wands, no big deal. This month is going to test your patience with your words. Not a lot of swords out. So what that indicates is that it's all about whatever the information you've been given this past month through Mercury, through your season, whatever the information was that you are processing, understanding, learning from, and putting use into, that's where your focus needs to be. You don't need to say too much. And that's why I come back to patience, because you're going to look around and be like, wow, I know. Like, you might take a step back at one point and look around and be like, wow, okay. And for the most part, if you can let go and you can understand that patience is important, you're going to have a very clear sight. And by the end of the month, you'll know how to use it, and you'll be glad you didn't use it in the ways that maybe you wanted to, that maybe reflected a part of you that used to be. But now you're like, I know what I want, I know what I don't want, I know what comes at me is not always necessarily the best opportunity for me. And by the end of the month, you feel very successful in just the way that you've handled Cancer season for yourself. Finally, a lot came out during your month, your season. And this Mercury retrograde wants people, it's direct now, but Mercury in your sign people want to talk. This month can be easy to learn by listening, because everyone's talking anyway, or you could be the one talking. If you're going to talk, though, 10 of Cups, Cancer, does it have a purpose? Is it giving you energy back? Is it fulfilling you? Sharpen the mind. All right, we'll take a look at the cards. The second part, we go through the cards so you can see them, and you'll get a little experience of reading them. The extended reading, we'll go through the cards even more, and information to work with me one-on-one is below if you want to book a personal reading. This painting is done by a lovely artist. Her name is Daly. Her Instagram link will be below as well. All right, Gemini. Finally. I love you. Hi, Scorpio. Oh my God, Gemini. Ooh, interesting. So, what we have here is a huge mercurial shift for you. It's a big shift. There has been tests of faith. You have had to engage with parts of yourself that you didn't realize where you hold on. As air sign and as a mutable air sign, continuous change, especially in the mind, is really important for you. And we talked about that. Like, you're really good at learning. You're very good at picking up skills. This skill is different. This is about taking everything that has changed from the eclipses, Sagittarius eclipse and the Gemini eclipse last month, and understanding that the changes that need to be made sometimes are not made by you. You control what you can, and then everything else falls apart, falls back together. And as a mutable sign, again, mutable air sign, being most flexible in your thoughts is really important. Though there's a part of you that feels like you've been deceived. Some of you. Could be by a Sagittarius. Something came out in your season during this Gemini and Mercury transit, which is still going on. And so things have been moving a little slower than normal, and that's okay. Sometimes the retrograde was an illusion time for you, was a time for you to need to see what had come out, or the commitments that you've made. A lot of people say don't sign contracts or anything during Mercury retrograde. For you, that pertains here. You're now thinking about what relationships look like in all different ways. And also the one with yourself, and how you engage with these parts with yourself, with what had been held on to, but you needed this slow moving time, this rest. Because now, coming into Cancer season and having come into it for a couple weeks now, almost, it's this rich experience of mother and remothering, and what the cosmic mother Cancer is showing you, where to put that energy, and now you see even clearer when someone's being wishy-washy with you. You've learned from an experience, and now your purpose is at play. Now you know what's not only on your table, but how to use it. And for most of you, you're learning how to use it even in this season. You're learning to trust that part of yourself and use and take what you've learned from the situation, especially knowing that you've won. If you're the one who won or left in a way that was better, worked better for you in your eyes, even if at first it didn't seem that way. You take a look at what you have by the end of the month, and having learned and having these rich experiences, doing well with your money, also looking at money that maybe is stagnant and wanting to use it. Don't do it like actually invest the money yet. Start thinking about it though if you are. And that could be in a whole new opportunity through this growth that you feel, because you feel so capable by the end of the month through everything that has happened and through everything that has come out. You feel so capable and so unbothered because you have what you need to create what you intend to create. For some of you who may be in a relationship or a partnership, business, love, with a Sagittarius, things feel very unclear for you, or have been feeling unclear for you possibly, or this relationship. And the adjustment or what's shifting is how you may need to communicate with one another. You may feel deceived by this person, and you find out a little bit more like this person's in your life a lot. Like what you found out about this person after you committed, or this connection, it dragged out a lot longer than you hoped it would. Jeez, I'm sorry. So basically you may have regrets with this. And for some of you, it is another Gemini. Though those regrets turn into something different. The slowness makes you realize, ooh, that was a big, loud horn. Well, this is a big, loud horn, maybe. Makes you realize that what you're creating now, you can take from that as an opportunity to put in the energy up front. You see very clearly, and you're very sharp. Again, we talked about that sharp. Your mind is so sharp. And now how do you want to use it? There's not a lot of swords here, and there is communication. And you may need to clear up some things with someone. Some of you will need to clear up. It's not just like a situation you can just leave. But by the end of the month, you'll feel so much sharper, so much clearer, so much more focused. And you'll be in this place of, if you already have something going, there's more opportunities that come along. But it's not like you need them to either. But you like having the options right now. And that's important. To be able to sit back and see that you have options, knowing that through all this, you don't have to make any quick decisions. If you know it's what you want, though, just do it. Do it. Don't question it. There's the last thing I guess I'll say is, if anyone or anything tries to take you outside of yourself this month, don't let him. The armor that you carry is the only weight that comes with you now, the protection. And that protection has become also very sharp. So even though you find out things harshly and quickly sometimes, it also makes that protection so much more sharper and easily. It's like you make it look easy to handle. If there's a Cancer in your life, they have an opportunity for you, and you just don't feel, you may not be feeling it. You feel like it's a situation that you're not really interested in. Just be straightforward with them. Don't lead them on. They can get really attached really quickly. Okay? We'll look more into the extended where I clarify more of this. All information to work with me one-on-one is below, and I'll see you next month. I love you, Gemini.